back. Now it's time for us to have a conversation on our nutrition segment. Today we're going to be talking about nutrition and fertility. All right, it's an important conversation for us to have, of course, because in our society we know that children are very important to us, and people are always looking once you're of a certain age to begin to have children. And the issue of fertility, how can we improve that as far as our nutrition is concerned? Our nutritionist, who is always here with us, Akosia Koderi-Yadom. She's a state registered nutritionist. She's going to help us to get into this conversation. Good morning, Akosia.
Good morning, good.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. I didn't
Fantastic.
see you last week.
Yeah, well,
Easter Monday.
it's good to have you here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're relaxing.
I know, right?
So nutrition and fertility. Of course, as they say, it takes two to tango,
Yep.
right? So tell us, as far as nutrition is concerned, what is it that both like men and women can do to improve fertility and the chances of getting pregnant?
Okay, so there is a need to prep ourselves as women, as men, when it comes to childbearing or having a child. It's very unfortunate in our part of the world, you hardly will find couples come and go like, okay, so we are getting married in April, we want to have a child in December. We want to get pregnant, in December. And so between now to December, what do we need to do as far as prepping ourselves is concerned? Because we want to influence the chances of we getting pregnant within a particular time, that is after marriage. So you have people who can go, okay, 9 months after marriage, there is a baby. Sometimes they didn't plan it, but it happened.
I would dare say that probably 90% of people assume that, 9 months after marriage, hey, it's going to happen anyway.
It just happened. But you need to be deliberate about it. You need to plan it. You need to make sure you are enhancing your body as far as certain nutrients are concerned.
Okay.
So I'll start off by saying that nutrition plays a very, very critical role as far as we prepping ourselves for pregnancy is concerned, because folic acid is very critical. The reason why we are giving you folic acid, I asked the pregnant women at the presentations, morning presentation for the ANC school. I was like, do you know why we give you folic acid? One more was like, yes, I know more. So we have to take it. That is why we are given folic acid. But we have the natural form, which is the folate. But because sometimes women get pregnant, they come to the facility, they are 4 or 5 months gone. Yeah. And it means that you've missed the first trimester where brain development happens and certain organs needs to develop. And so we need to make sure we quickly supplement you so that you don't have pitfalls, because you want to take away certain birth defects like spinal bifida. And then there is one that happens to the brains of the child. You can even lose the child. So, okay, I delivered, I didn't come home with a baby. I think it's the fault of the health professionals. But a good number of times, it's because something has gone on. And if we are to hand over the baby over to you, we didn't even want to have anything to do with that child. So maybe nature happened because of certain things you were supposed to do, but you didn't do. Folate-rich foods we have, the leafy greens are excellent sources of folates. Beetroot, excellent sources. And the interesting thing is that they are very cheap. You can buy contomere 1 cedi. You can buy contomere 2 cedis and have a lot. So these are the folate-rich foods, or the vitamin B9 rich foods. We have varieties. So aside the leafy greens, we have some nuts, but they are heavily deposited in the greens. So if you are having these examples we have here, it means that you are enhancing on your natural stores as far as your folate needs are concerned. And where there is a need for supplementation, it will be done. That's where you are given the folic acid. Because of how we handle our food, sometimes it's difficult for us to make up the 100% we will need. So for some reason, sometimes supplementation is critical. And so we have some nutrients you will need to be deliberate about when it comes to you prepping yourself for childbirth, being a man, being a woman. So quickly.
So before you go on, let's run through that again. We're looking at folates. Why is folate so important?
So folic acid or folates are important because it will help you as far as certain important organs
Okay.
of the child is concerned. Now, where there is even
okay.
sometimes we even do the supplementation, you need 400 micrograms per day, even as a woman.
Yeah.
So if you're a woman of childbearing age, if you are somebody who is not even up to 40 years, some will do 39, you need to be making sure that you are paying attention to your iron levels and paying attention to your folic acid levels or your stores. So at a point, Kuku, I was doing it. I was taking folic acid just to make sure that
your levels
my
are,
levels are there, because I know that every month I will lose blood. So I need to make sure that I have a healthy folic stores, or my iron levels are enough. And the WHO, the World Health Organization, Ghana Health Service, will say that you need to make sure you fall between 12 to 16 grams per deciliter as a woman. If it has to do with your hemoglobin levels. Now, for pregnancy to happen, you need to make sure you have a healthy blood levels. And it is something that happens. I may be anemic, moderately anemic. Some people come to the facility. Once we had a woman, we checked, it was 4.8. We asked who brought her there. She was like, I walked here myself. Now, everybody, because we know how bad it is, we were on the edge. Dangerous. Because we didn't want her to go home. We wanted to admit her, because anything can happen to her. As a pregnant woman, if you should collapse right now, it can be it can be a disaster. So she was like, I walked here, and now she was like alert. She's like, is it bad? We were like, you are. In fact, we use red pen for that thing. If you are below 7. So if you are below 7, if you are not even pregnant, if you are prepping yourself for pregnancy as a woman, you need to make sure you fall within 12 to 16 grams. In the health facility, 11 grams per deciliter, it's accepted as normal. So make sure that is the target, and make sure that you are enriching on your folic stores. Where there is a need for supplementation, talk to your health caregiver. But on your own, as a person, as a man, as a woman, as a new couple who want to conceive, be deliberate about your folate stores as far as the examples we projected are concerned.
So moving on, which other nutrients are important?
So iron. Iron, obviously, for blood. We need iron to make healthy red blood cells, to make healthy hemoglobin, which will obviously affect our blood levels, to make sure, yes, we are fit. And for the pregnant women, or women you are trying to get pregnant. So don't joke with iron and folic acid. Let's say I am already pregnant. So now I have to make sure I maintain, because funny enough, they can
You're already pregnant?
Oh, I gave an example. I'm not pregnant. I'm not doing the do, so I can't be pregnant. This has to be Jesus' brother. If there is anything there, hey, cool. So make sure that he's made me forget what I was saying. I'm not pregnant. You need to make sure you are prepping yourself as far as making sure you have your iron stores there, because I am menstruating every month, even if I'm not pregnant. So I need to make sure I am making up for the blood I am losing. So be deliberate about folic acid, be deliberate about iron. And for a man, you need to be between 14 to 18 grams per deciliter. So we all need to pay attention to this as men, as women who will want to be mothers, who will want to be daddies later in life. And there is one important thing I want to mention that has to do with our vaginal pH. Now, there are some women, there is this local saying, so they can't kind of keep the semen for fertilization to happen. Sometimes, or most of the times, it has to do with the pH of the vagina. When it is very acidic, it will throw the sperm out.
That's not healthy.
That is not healthy. It needs to be alkaline, because sperms will thrive in an alkaline medium. So for fertilization to happen, you need to make sure you are already having, and there you can see a gynecologist they will have a swipe done, and then every analysis will be done, and then you'll be given where you fall and what you need to avoid. There are some foods that can make your pH more acidic. A lot of the citric family foods, in as much as they are blessed with vitamin C, and it's very important even for fertility, you need to be you need to program it. I always say that the fact that I sit here and say that apple is good for the heart doesn't mean you should throw all things aside and be eating apple.
Yeah.
It wouldn't do you because everything you need is not just found in an apple.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure that moderation, we need to plan how to eat. You need to consult the right professionals to be helped as to the right portions you will need for your body and whatever you set out to achieve it. For this purpose for the purpose of this conversation, it is fertility. So, okay, so in the next 6 months, this is our goal. So this is how we will need to be eating.
So let's take a look at the pH scale and then sort of quickly walk us through some of the foods that fall in the different sections.
Okay, so for the vaginal pH, where it is very acidic.
Yeah.
Now, we have the acidic base being what we don't need. So the target should be a neutral.
Yeah.
But for sperms and fertilization to properly happen, it needs to be alkaline.
Okay.
So you need to be conscious about what you are feeding your body with. Now, I spoke about the citric foods. And people who love a lot of vinegar, sometimes you find people going, okay, apple cider vinegar, I want to lose weight.
Yeah.
Everything will need to be properly planned because they will make your pH very acidic. And coffee, a lot of them, most of these things has to do with those who abuse certain foods.
Yeah.
Obviously, an orange a day, 2 of it a day can do me a lot of good as far as my daily need of ascorbic acid is concerned. But we can have people who want to enjoy, especially mangoes in a bucket, very rich in vitamin C. So it's like mango. The mango is a meal. Well, it's supposed to be a snack, but we are treating it as a full meal. And so because of the deposits of acid in the citric foods are really, really acidic. You need to really be careful about them. And there are foods that will help. Most of the healthy ones we've spoken about, the leafy greens, you sticking to a balanced diet. And where you need help consulting the right people, we have probiotic meals like yogurt. It's very good for our vaginal health, even as women. And so you need to make sure you are eating well, healthy seeds, healthy nuts, healthy fats. They are all part of you making sure that you are eating well, and that will give you the results you set out to achieve. Now, there are some nutrients you need to be deliberate about. I want to talk about that because it will favor the men too. Because it takes two, just like you said. It takes two. They are always pushing their wives to come for A and C and whatever meetings. But I'm always happy when I see the men come with their wives because they really take whatever we are telling them in and even relay. They ask questions more than even the women. So we've spoken about folic acid, the nutrients you need to be deliberate about. We have folic acid, I've spoken about it. We have zinc.
So that's for folic acid is for the woman.
Specifically for the woman. Folic acid for the woman. Much focus on the woman. We have zinc. Zinc is incredible for the man, but for both. Zinc is incredible. Research supports it. There is more research being done to, in fact, make sure it is really, really much validated because it boosts on men the sperm quality and then the sperm count. Yes, so the fact that you are releasing doesn't mean that you have healthy, good quality. Yes, it's healthy sperms that can fertilize an egg. So it boosts on the quality and the count as far as a man's potency is concerned, and that of the woman as well. So that is for folic acid and zinc. We have selenium. Selenium for both, but I love selenium, the combination. In fact, I had a supplement, selenium and zinc. I was like, this is manpower. Yes, so it's very good as far as what the zinc offers to the man is concerned. That's the same thing the selenium will offer. Selenium is very good as far as relaxation is concerned. We have nuts being great source of selenium-rich food. So we have, as we mentioned, I would love to attach the food source to selenium. We have garlic, seeds, and nuts. So the men who love the anti-inflammatory foods like ginger, garlic, it is very good. Source. Make them part of your meals. So selenium for men. We have omega-3 foods. Salmon. I will never talk about omega-3 fatty acid without mentioning salmon. And the omega-3 foods also work for the women. But it's okay, the men, you can try it too. Yes, so omega-3 foods, we have broccoli, we have flaxseed. Now, flaxseed, I tell people you can use it even as a condiment or a spice.
Okay.
For somebody, I can decide to blend it, make a powder out of it, and then add some ginger powder. You don't always need the boiling cubes to understand. Garlic, ginger, some of these things, they are good condiments. They can be good spices for spicing our foods. We have vitamin E. Vitamin E, the bell pepper foods are great. Mangoes, tomatoes, cucumber, pistachios. If you can afford it, and it works for both.
Okay.
Vitamin E works for both. And following our conversation, even this COVID period, vitamin E has been part of the key nutrients. So it works for your immunity, it works for fertility. So you can shoot 2-3 birds with just one food source. And we have vitamin C. Vitamin C is very great for the man when it comes to fertility. So we have example of the citric family foods: pineapple, orange, lime, lemon, tangerine. They are all powerful sources of vitamin C rich foods. And we have the beta carotene, my most favorite, carrots.
Powerful antioxidants too.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So antioxidant, you need to clear whatever needs to be out of your body, so that fertility can have its full space to fully operate. I say that sometimes the witches are not chasing you, some of these things that you are deficient in. So carrots, spinach, pawpaw, and then potatoes. Potatoes, I love potatoes, a lot of them. And then we have L-arginine foods, we have nuts, seeds, and what have you. So these are nutrients to be deliberate about if you're a couple and you're trying to conceive.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much. So where can people find you, Akosia?
Okay, so on Instagram at the nutritionist Akosia, I will add certain points to it.
Fantastic.
At the nutritionist Akosia on Facebook, LinkedIn, other social media platforms, nutritionist Akosia, and you can WhatsApp me on 0243 35 0206.
All right, thank you. We've been speaking to Akosia Konedu Yadom, who is a state-registered nutritionist. You can go over to her page on social media and get in touch with her as well for more information.
Hi there. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends.
This is Breakfast Daily on City TV.
Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10. Join us for breakfast daily, only on City TV.